Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and welcome back to another War Thunder Historical Battle times 2. This video will have 2 historical battles in it, and both of them will be in the Tempest Mk V. That is the plane you see here in front of you on your computer screen in the video. So if you don't know anything about this plane, this is a British rank 14 plane, and it is very similar to the Typhoon series of planes, which ends at rank 13, which is one rank lower than this plane. And if you've been watching me for a while, I don't know when my last Typhoon video was, but maybe a few weeks ago, you'll know that I really like the Typhoon series of planes in this game, all 3 of them. They had the 1A, the 1B, and the 1B late at rank 13. So naturally, you would think that I really like this plane as well, because it's 1 rank higher, so it should be better. But no, I do not like this plane at all. Even though it's similar to the Typhoons, and it's a higher rank, it's not that great of a plane, to be perfectly honest. So it does do some things better than the Typhoon series, and I'm really going to compare this to the Typhoon that's 1 rank lower than this plane at rank 13, because it's the highest ranking Typhoon in the game. And things that this plane does better than that one is it has better cannons, because this plane has Hispano Mk Vs, while the Typhoon has Hispano Mk IIs, which have a slower rate of fire than the Mk Vs. This plane also has more ammo in the cannons. Both planes have 4 cannons, but the Tempest has 800 rounds among them rather than 560 like the Typhoon has. And then finally, this plane is also faster. It has a much better engine than the Typhoon Mk 1B late at rank 13 has. So it does have some improvements, but like I said, I don't really like this plane, and there must be a reason for that, right? That reason is that this plane cannot turn well enough to be as good as the Typhoons, in my opinion. At 1 rank lower, the Typhoon Mk 1B late is really a better plane, and that's simply because this plane does not turn well and it does not climb well, and those two kind of go hand in hand with wing lift. But anyways, this plane does not turn well, does not climb well, and as a result, it's just not that good of a plane. One of the things I really like about the Typhoon is it can be offensive, it can keep up with its enemies and then chase them down and kill them when it needs to, and then if it also needs to, it can outturn them if they have more energy and sneak up behind you. The Typhoon can outturn them and go on the offensive in that way. So the Typhoon was really great at offense and defense. This plane is really only good at defense. In these videos, this game, and in these games that you're gonna watch in this video, you'll see me going on the defensive a lot, and it's just because that's what this plane does. It doesn't climb well, doesn't turn well. The only way to really fly this plane is to run away from your enemies and be bait for your teammates to shoot at them. So that's pretty much what you're going to see me doing. However, I do get a few kills in these games, so there is a bit of offensive stuff going on, or that will be going on, but it's really not that great of a plane. So let's get into these games. You just saw me dodge a 190D, and that is probably the only plane that this plane can outturn. The D-13 is absolutely terrible at turning, and not as bad, or no, it is worse than this plane at turning, but a bomber could probably outturn this plane, so it's not really saying much. So after doing that pass, it seems that the 190D has actually decided to chase me, and so I begin my dodge by turning downwards, and it just so happened that a 109 G10 was shooting at me at the same time I turned downwards, and so he ended up missing luckily, but now I still have to deal with the 190D because the 109 decided to climb back up, and the 190D decided to sit on my tail, and he's actually firing at me from long range. Luckily I am getting away though, because this plane is fast. It is faster than a 190D-13. So my top speed, as you can see, I'm at 829 kilometers an hour, and I am in the red and I'm shaking, which is not a good thing, but I'm still going faster than the 190D-13 is. He actually had to stop at a higher altitude and just lose a little bit of speed so he could not break his wings. So you can see him up there. I am faster than he is. I am getting away. I tell my team to shoot at him because I really can't do much against him. I can outturn him, but I'm not about to slow down just to try and outturn him, because if I were to try and slow down, he would probably shoot me in the process of me slowing down, and so that's not something I want to do. So now you can see he is actually getting closer, which is not good for me. There is a Yak 9, Mr. Poulter 1 over there behind the 190D. He's too far away to shoot at the 190, but he's getting closer to the 190. Look at the rate of closure between me and my teammate and me and my opponent. My teammate's getting closer to the 190, which is great. And also kind of amazing when you consider the fact that Yak 9 is keeping up with the 190. That's not supposed to happen, I'm pretty sure. But it is, and I am so glad he is, because he's going to be key to helping me survive here. The 190 is shooting at me from long range, and if I wasn't doing any maneuvering, which I'm not doing, I am definitely maneuvering, he would be able to hit me, but just slight maneuvers is all it takes for him to not be able to hit me. Of course, I say that and then I get hit, right? So at least it didn't do any damage. This plane is actually quite durable. I will give it that. It is quite durable. The Yak 9 is within shooting range. It's half a kilometer away, so I tell him to shoot. Just get this 190 to maneuver, and then we can fight him together and win over him, because he's a bad plane. And so my Polter does it. Yes, thank you. Get him to maneuver. That's all I need. And now let's go attack this guy and kill him, just the way he deserves. So the Yak 9 is able to keep up, which is great with the turn the 190's pulling. I'm also able to keep up with it. In fact, the 190 was trying to turn with me, and he can't do it. This plane can turn better than the 190D, just barely, but it can do it. So yeah, now the Yak 9 is on the tail of the 190. The 190's lost a lot of energy. I'm also catching up to the 190. Barely. Keeps going between 1.51 and 1.50, but I guess now he's getting away. Except now he's been critically damaged, so maybe they'll change here pretty soon, and he is dead. Hooray. So there we go. Like I said, this plane is a very defensive plane, and that's exactly what I had to do there. The only way I could change the tide of the battle was for my teammate to show up and get behind the 190 and get him to maneuver. So, yeah. This plane is just really, it's like a bait plane. You act as bait for the enemy, and then your teammates come and kill the enemy. That's pretty much how this plane goes. There are some times where you can be offensive, like I was here once the 190D started maneuvering, but you had to maneuver first. You might be telling yourself, because I did say that this plane can outturn a 190, and that was one of the reasons I liked the Typhoon, was it could outturn its opponents if they were behind him, or behind it. But this plane did not turn well enough. It does not turn well enough in order for me to really turn in that situation I was in. And also the 190 was so far away, so far behind me, that if I were to turn, he would be able to get a cross-section shot on me and probably just wipe me out easily. His maneuver was the thing that allowed me to actually turn, even at that distance, without him shooting at me. So running away was my only option, and it really wasn't working well. The 190 was faster. So, I'm alive. No real visible damage. The damage model indicator hasn't come up on the left side, even though I was hit with like one 20 shell. So now I'm just looking for another target, and I believe I will find one here pretty soon by looking at the timeline and looking at the audio and the video. And this is like totally unnecessary commentary for you guys, but whatever. I'm pretty sure I'm going to find a guy here pretty soon. So, looking up here at Sonya Shaman, I actually see 3 dots behind him, or not 3 dots, but there I see the one guy, the wannabe Swede, and then I saw 2 dots behind him, and so I was just like, okay, there's 3 guys on this guy. So I told my team that, and I'm coming over here to help him, and this 109, I guess it was, went in a head-on with me, and this plane is pretty good at head-ons. It is quite strong. It can take a beating without too much trouble. So I went head-on, as you saw, and got some hits. I believe I made him start smoking, in fact. Now there's a 109 on me. I am dodging lower, and is he still on me? It appears he is no longer on me, so now I need to climb back up, regain some of my altitude. Is he coming back on me? No, he's getting away. Perfect. So I'm going to go for this wannabe Swede guy, potentially, because he's attacking my teammates, my B-17. But at the same time, there's a chance that this XXX guy is going to be problems for me. And so maybe I shouldn't. But then, oh, hello there, Yak 9. I don't know if you're... No, you're not the same Yak 9 that helped me earlier, but you're another Yak 9 who's going to help me here. So that is good. B-17's asking for help in chat. I don't know why he didn't press T4, but he's asking for help. I consider helping him, but they're 10 kilometers away. Should I? Should I help him, or should I go for the 109 who's above me? I should go help him. I really should go help him. But I also kind of want to help the Act 9, and I can't really decide. I'm just turning in the general direction that they're both in. So what am I going to do? Who am I going to decide to help? Am I going to help the Yak 9 or the B-17? Logic would tell you to help the Yak 9, because the Yak 9 will help you win the game. However, kind of feel bad for the B-17, and so I decided to tell the Yak 9, you can outturn that guy. Just turn and just, I don't know, do something. Because he's also above me. I can climb up to the 109, but I'll just once again be bait, and I don't really want to be bait, so that's one thing that's telling me to go for the guy who was after the B-17. But the guy who was on the B-17 is now off, so it doesn't even really matter. I just have to go for this guy who's above me, and just like I said, I'm just going to be bait. If he goes above me like that, I'm going to be bait for the Yak 9. So come at me, Mr. XXXXXXXX. I don't know how many X's are in his name. But, time to be bait. He is getting away from me currently, and I was actually thinking at this point in time, should I go for the guy who is lower and potentially bait this XXX guy into coming lower with me, and then the Yak 9P can come in and try to kill the guy? I considered it, and then I decided against it, like, no, I should really climb up. I don't want to be bait. I'm tired of being bait in this plane. Being bait is no fun. You don't get any lions for it either, except, of course, if you win the mission for being bait, then you get the mission reward, but it's no fun being bait. I don't want to be bait. I was actually flying quite a few games in this plane, and these were the two games I decided to show, and I actually got these back-to-back, but I didn't want to be bait. I was tired of being bait. So, looking back here, look at the 109. He's below me. I don't have to be bait. The Yak 9 is being bait. Hooray! Oh yes, I can finally go on the offensive. So, Mr. XXX guy, it's time for you to die. How fast is he going? He's going quite fast, oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, I'm catching up to him, this is good. He also seems to have gotten off of my Yak 9 teammate, which is great. I guess he was too far away, and then he also possibly saw me coming at him, so he knew that staying on the Yak 9 was a bad idea. And so, let's try to close the gap. Let's make him fully accept that it was a bad idea, even though he kind of already has. Get closer. I don't like to waste ammo at this range. Some people do in historical battles. I don't. I really hate wasting ammo in historical battles because you can't reload in the air. I find it just so helpful if you get in closer to like 0.4 or less kilometers away. So anyways, I fired at him, got a critical. It was just for raw damage. No particular part of his plane was critically hit. But he's critically hit, so I decided to try and turn with him, hoping that I can outturn him now that he's severely damaged. And I have to continue my turn here and go on this 190 because look at what he's doing with me. Coming head on, and these amazing Hispano Mk Vs give him a damages of oil tank. That's totally grammatically correct, I assure you it is not. So, now that my funny English is over, head on with the 190. I gave him an oil leak, which is actually very, very bad for a 190. The engine does not last very long once you get an oil leak, so hooray, he's going to eventually crash if nobody else kills him, or the game doesn't end before that happens. But now I'm in a fight with a 109 of possibly the same 190 behind me, and then another 109 behind me, so this is not good. I have like 3 guys on me. This is terrible. This is not a good situation to be in, especially when one is within shooting range. Oh my god, this is not good. Black rudder, red tail, red left wing. I'm the only guy left on my team. This is not any good. Okay, well, let's try to go low. Hopefully they'll crash while trying to shoot me. Ouch, something just fell off. Try to go low. My wing is damaged, so this is actually really hard to do. Flying low with the damaged wing is very difficult, and I mess it up because there was a hill I didn't see. So I have died. Would I have survived if I didn't fly quite so low? I don't know. Nobody knows. But I was getting so damaged that it was just kind of a lost cause. Like, I might as well try and at least go low. I think that's my best chance of survival. And I ended up crashing, so maybe it wasn't. But anyways, I ended up dying there, and as you saw, I was once again on the defensive. The only time I was in the offensive against those three guys was in head-ons. I actually got 2 head-ons against those 3 guys, so yeah. Like I said, this plane's a very defensive plane. You'll find yourself in the defensive most of the time. So that's a loss, and now let's go to the ending screen, and then we'll move on to the second game I want to show you in this video. So this kill I did get, not 2, 0 kills. But next game I will get some kills. How many hits did I get? 2 critical hits and 7 regular hits, so I did do some damage, but just didn't do any significant enough damage to where I could actually kill someone. But looking at this, look at where I am on the scoreboard. You see I'm at the top? I am at the top of the scoreboard, even against some people who got 1 kill, even though I have 0 kills. How do you manage that? By being in so much combat that you just have so much XP. Basically just that way. So as you can see, I got in a lot of combat that game, but it just wasn't... I wasn't able to go in the offensive and actually kill anyone. So defensive is what this plane is good at doing. Defensive something. I feel like there should be another noun there. But anyways, let's go on to the second game in this video. Alright, here we are in the second game in the video, and I am once again flying in the Tempest Mk V, as you probably should have expected. So this game, I decided not to climb. I'm at 3,000 kilometers, and I decided just to stay at 3,000 kilometers. If anyone was below me, I would boom and zoom on them. If anyone was above me, I would do defensive maneuvers and go diving down my high-speed capabilities and get away from them. That was my intent, because this plane, like I said in the first game, is not good at climbing, and so I just figured, it's not even worth trying to climb. So here I saw this 109, Ilvad or something, trying to kill a Lancaster on my team. And I believe he was successful because I wasn't able to get down here in time. But now it's me and a P-51 against this 109 and another incoming enemy of some sort of plane. I don't know what it is. It's not telling me since we're currently blacked out. A 109 and an HS-129. Oh, that terrible plane. The duck plane. So I'm not going to worry about the HS-129. I'm going to worry about the 109. He is much more of a threat. So let's go for this 109, and even though he's shooting at AIs, I should still go for him because he is more of a threat. And oh yes, there we go. Set him on fire and killed his pilot in the other order. And now look at who is behind me. There's a K4 behind me. This is not good. The K4 is a very good plane. It's very fast, it's maneuverable, and it has a great cannon. I believe it has a 30mm cannon, so it's a great plane. I do not want him on my tail, so somebody get him off me. Hopefully that P-51 who was here trying to help save the Lancaster, who is now dead, is going to help me, but it looks like he's not going to. It looks like it's me and this K4. K4 is having some trouble hitting me because I am getting away from him, I believe. Yes, I am. I am getting away from him. Hooray! Ha ha, K4. You might be fast, but I am faster, apparently. That is one of the great things about this plane, is it is just so fast. Yes, he has turned away, but I'm not going to turn myself around quite yet and go for the head-on. I want more space between us so I can have time to prepare for the head-on, because I will win in the head-on. This plane has great defensive capabilities, and it has great cannons. It's just a matter of being able to aim the cannons at the enemy and killing them before they blow you up with the 30mm. So, yeah. The 109 is also not a very good defensive plane from any direction, front, back, side, wherever. So if you do hit them, they'll be heavily damaged. So it looks like he's actually not going for the head-on, which I was not hoping for. I was hoping for a head-on because I wanted to just own him in a head-on, but he's not going for it. This HS-129, however, has some desire to go for a head-on, but I decide against it. I'm more maneuverable than he is, so I choose the fight there. Hello, K4. As you can see, I went with the head-on. I got some hits. He hit me with some machine gun rounds. Didn't really do anything. Ooh, something hit me. I don't even know what's on me, but something hit me. I don't care what's on me. I want to kill this K4 so we can reduce the number of enemies here. And oh, wow, that was close. Damages an oil tank, so that is good, but on a 109, the 109 will actually last quite a while with an oil leak, so it's going to be quite a while before he goes down. And it looks like, behind me, one of my teammates is being bait, so I should be smart and go kill those people who are chasing him, because he's willing to be bait Maybe he wasn't willing. He is a bomber, so bombers tend to be bait. But he is bait. I should go try to save him. But this guy over here, he is just too tempting, and look at that. Long-range burst, and I get a pilot kill. That's what I call pilot sniping. Wow. So that was awesome. One enemy down, so now chasing this 109G, probably a G10. Something is on me, I don't care, I'm gonna ignore it for now. I am catching this 109G, except now I'm not. I was catching him though. And so now I'm in a predicament because I'm not catching this 109G. Once he gets far enough away from me, he'll turn around and come in for a head-on. The guys behind me, however, will be behind me, and they're gonna stay behind me. And they're also getting closer to me, especially one guy. So I need to do something, and I decided to do a turn and go very, very low to the ground. This is risky. You saw what happened to me last game. Oh, this is not good, and now I'm dead. I've lost tail control and slam into the ground and blow up, and I am dead. So that G10 killed me. I got 2 kills that game, which is good, but as you can see, this plane is almost always on the defensive. I mean, you saw how I went on the defensive against the K4, and the only reason I was ever on the offensive in the beginning of the game was because somebody was under me, and I was able to boom and zoom them, and that's simply because they didn't climb in the historical battle, and if you get out-climbed in this thing, which you most likely will because it can't climb, then you're pretty much dead in it, so it's a really... You're gonna find yourself almost always in the defensive in this plane, and that's why I don't like it. You can't turn it around on your enemies like you can in a Typhoon at 1 rank lower, rank 13 versus rank 14, and for that reason, I feel like the Typhoon Mark 1B late is the better plane, even though it's a rank lower compared to the Tempest Mark V. So overall, I do not like this plane. I still like the Typhoons a lot. The Typhoon Mark 1B late is slower, but it's okay because if somebody's chasing you, you don't need to run away. You can just outturn them and put them on the defensive. And that is something I really like to be able to do. It's also still plenty fast enough to be able to catch your enemies and then kill them. So there's really no downsides to the Typhoon, while there are some serious downsides to the Tempest. 2 of which are it can't turn and then it can't climb either. So anyways guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.